Welcome to my channel. This is a storytelling series, Tales of Hurting Gods. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. Now, let's get started. Episode 2, Blood of the Four Divine Beasts. Granny 2 excitedly pulled him back into the village, smiling and saying, "Don't just stand there staring. Hurry up, today is a big day for you. Village chief, Ma Jia, everyone come out." The villagers had lit a bonfire, and the village chief was carried out on a stretcher. In a deep voice, he asked, "Have the four beasts been found?" "They've all been found." One-armed Ma Jia dragged over a still-living snake that reeked of a fishy smell. It was green, several meters long, and completely paralyzed because Ma Jia was gripping it at the 7-inch spot. The mute blacksmith brought over a large bird, taller than himself, but its wings and legs had been bound. As it struggled, sparks flew from its wings, popping and crackling ominously. The blind man brought a turtle larger than a tabletop. No one knew how long this great turtle had lived. Its shell had turned golden. All four of its limbs were tucked into its shell, and occasionally a claw would stretch out. Tan Muk noticed that when the claw extended, steam formed beneath it, as if it could lift the giant turtle and fly off. But the golden turtle had a hook pierced through its nose, so it couldn't escape. Azure dragon, white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise. Though we can't find their true blood, using azure serpent, ironbone tiger, thunderbird, and golden turtle as substitutes can still create some spirit blood. "It'll be enough," said the village chief. He nodded to the village butcher, who grinned and crawled forward using his hands. The butcher had only his upper body remaining, his lower half had been cut clean off. Before the azure serpent, iron tiger, thunderbird, and golden turtle were placed 4 large jars. The butcher swung his knife, 1 slash for each beast, drawing their blood. Soon, all 4 jars were filled with their blood. "Herbalist," the village chief called. The village physician stepped forward. He had no face, his skin looked like it had been sliced off, taking with it his nose and half his mouth. He was the most terrifying-looking person in the village, yet to Tan Muk, the herbalist was the one who loved him the most. The herbalist produced 4 strange red leaves, each bearing a snow-white insect egg. He dropped 1 leaf into each jar. Instantly, the eggs hatched and white larvae emerged, sucking up the blood. These larvae grew rapidly, becoming fatter and larger as they drank. Very soon, the jars were emptied, leaving behind 1 fat grub each. Then the herbalist added white powder like salt into the jars, and Tan Muk watched in amazement as the fat grubs began to shrink. Soon, each grub was no bigger than a palm. The herbalist took 4 white porcelain cups, squeezed each grub, and out of their mouths came a sparkling amber-colored liquid, spirit blood. He did the same for the others and placed the 4 cups in front of Tan Muk. Shaking his head, the herbalist said, "They're not true divine beasts, so this is all the spirit blood we can get. Tan Muk, within your body lie 7 great treasures: spirit platform, 5 elements, 6 directions, 7 stars, heaven and man, life and death, and divine bridge. These treasures are sealed at birth, like locked vaults, thus called the 7 divine treasures." The village chief's voice carried authority. Under the flickering bonfire, his face seemed to shift between light and shadow. "These divine treasures are sealed off. Only martial cultivators can unlock them. What blocks them is called a wall, spirit wall, element wall, direction wall, star wall, heaven-man wall, life-death wall, and bridge wall. Breaking through these is called breaking the wall." Ma Jia gently stroked Tan Muk's head and smiled. "If you can't break the walls, you can't cultivate. Some are blessed by heaven, born with their spirit wall already broken. These are called spirit bodies, favored by the divine and born for cultivation. Spirit bodies are far more gifted than ordinary people. There are 4 types: azure dragon, white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise. To determine your type, we need this 4-beast spirit blood. If you're an azure dragon spirit body," said the herbalist, "drinking the azure dragon's blood will awaken the azure dragon's chi. Ma Jia is one. Ma Jia took off his shirt and stood with his back to Tanmuk. With a low roar, green energy emerged from his spine, forming a vivid image of a dragon, scales, whiskers, and claws all clear. One claw extended to his remaining arm, the others coiled around his legs. This is an azure dragon spirit body, said Ma Jia, putting his shirt back on. Granny too is a white tiger spirit body. She rolled her eyes and said, I'm not stripping for you old perverts. I'll just show him the energy. She trembled slightly, and a white tiger's growl sounded. A faint image of a giant tiger appeared behind her. Everyone in the village has a spirit body, she said. We were once glorious, now just old and crippled. These 4 cups of spirit blood are all we can give you. If you are a white tiger spirit body, drinking its blood will awaken that chi within your spirit platform. The same goes for the other 3. Drink, they said, eyes on Tanmuk. Tanmuk's heart pounded. Though the herbalist had taught him strange things, none were as strange as this. He picked up a cup of vermilion bird blood. It was hot. He drank it down in one gulp. Immediately, a fiery heat flowed through him, making his blood boil. But the heat quickly faded. Mute, is he vermilion bird? Asked the chief. The blacksmith shook his head. Next, said the chief. Tanmuk drank the second cup, white tiger. It felt like drinking liquid metal with shards inside, painful and rough. But the pain passed. Not white tiger, said Granny too, disappointed. Third cup, ordered the chief. The third was azure dragon. His muscles swelled, his blood surged, and his organs contracted painfully. Then the swelling stopped. Not azure dragon, Ma Jia said, shaking his head. Then it must be black tortoise, said the herbalist, grinning so wide his terrifying face looked even worse. Tanmuk drank. He felt fluid, like soaked in a river, but that too faded quickly. He's not black tortoise either, said the herbalist. The villagers fell silent. He's just normal, the butcher muttered. Granny too burst into tears. We're old, crippled. If we die, he won't survive. This place is too dangerous. Tanmuk held her hand. Granny, don't cry. You and Grandpa won't die. Good people? Ma Jia laughed bitterly. We were all banished to the great ruins. This land is too dangerous. Without us, he wouldn't last a day. We should take him out. Outside is safer. The butcher said coldly, if we take him out, our enemies will find us. We'll die, and so will he. Silence returned. Suddenly the village chief said, good. Granny too frowned. What's good? I mean his physique is good, said the chief. He's a promising seedling. The others looked confused. I think he might have a different body type, one leaning toward the tyrant body. Tyrant body? The villagers looked puzzled. They were all well read but had never heard of such a thing. Yes, the chief smiled. Spirit blood alone can't awaken it. It needs true blood of the 4 beasts. We don't have that, but their descendants can be found. Keep catching beasts, refine their blood, and he'll awaken. The village chief was highly respected. The others nodded, satisfied. Granny too smiled. Tomorrow I'll hunt tigers with the cripple. Muck, go to bed. More blood to drink tomorrow. Everyone dispersed. The herbalist and mute blacksmith helped the chief back. The mute left, but the herbalist stayed and said quietly, there's no such thing as tyrant body. The chief nodded. I just said it. If I didn't, the villagers wouldn't go on. The herbalist fell silent. Every villager had been banished to the great ruins. They once hated everything, but since Tanmuk came, their hearts softened. He was the only one whole, healed their spirits. They all saw him as family. If they knew he was just a regular child who couldn't survive alone, they might snap. The herbalist said, expressionless, but you can't lie forever. We'll all die someday, and he'll be alone. Then don't ever tell him, said the chief. Let him believe, he is the one and only tyrant body. The herbalist stared at him. In the dim lamplight, the chief's face had a certain charm. He smiled. I want to see, can a normal person, with unshakable belief, transcend, and do what even we spirit bodies cannot? Maybe, just maybe, he can truly become the tyrant body. The herbalist murmured, a mortal body can become the tyrant body? The chief